That penguin's staring at my computer.
Hey guys, it's Dylan and Ari, and we're back here in To Be or Not To Be!
Welcome back, friends.
Sure. But yeah, no, we're back here in To Be or Not To Be, and we're going to try to do a different story this time. You know, I don't know what all we're...
Completely different.
Totally different. Ari's still making the choices though. So, once again, just that whole introduction part there, so,
I mean, hopefully you guys watched the first one, so you know what this all is. If not, we'll just jump right in.
So, Ari, what do I choose here?
I want to be another character. You know, let's choose a character.
Yes, well, let's just choose our character. We lived life, and then we have Ophelia, we have Hamlet, and we have Hamlet Senior. So who are we going to play as?
Let's be Ophelia.
Okay.
Oh my god, talking that voice the whole time.
I'll do my best. Nah, I'm gonna go fancy, of course.
Of course.
To be she. Right, you're Ophelia. You're a beautiful and independent young woman. And although it makes you roll your eyes when you think about it, you fall in love with a prince.
Oh, man, another prince.
Prince Hamlet is funny and charming, and he seems to like you a lot. You try not to get too excited about it because you're worried you might jinx it, but things really are going great.
Nice.
Only...
I mean, there's always that exception.
Only it's been hard doing the long distance thing while you've both been off at university.
Feel that feel, Ophelia.
Which apparently is a thing back in the Middle Ages.
I mean, they have private tutors, so maybe they have universities.
And while you've loved studying capital S science, and you're sure Hamlet's loved studying capital U undeclared, it hasn't been easy.
Undeclared major. Fantastic. He's a loser.
Yeah. Now that you're both back together in Denmark for his father's funeral and his mother's second wedding, it's been harder still.
Yeah, he must be emotional wreck.
Hamlet's really sad, and you can't blame him for that since, you know, his dad died! But you wish there was something you could do to help him. When you last saw him, Hamlet mentioned how the castle seemed cold and drafty, and for some reason it stuck with you. You've been sitting at your desk trying to think of something you could give him that would help him with that, a way of cheering him up, remind him that he's still got people who care about him. He wears those clothes all the time, but then he's taking them off in warm rooms and putting them back on in cold ones, and I said clothes instead of cloaks.
It's alright. Still a piece of clothing.
Yeah, well, it's very different. The falling parts make it sound very different. If only there was some way you could keep the rooms at a uniform temperature. He wouldn't need to be constantly adjusting his clothes throughout the day.
Oh my god, if she could, like, invent, like, a heater.
Maybe, but to do that, you'd need some way of measuring heat and a way of transporting it throughout the castle, perhaps through a series of pipes. Your thoughts are interrupted by a knock at your door. Ari, do you want to voice her?
Yep. Who is it?
You call. I guess I'll do his voice. It's me, says your brother. Come on, let me in. Do we let him in or tell him we're busy? And what's
We got this little girl skull. Let's reluctantly let him in.
Okay. You open the door for your brother.
You can come in.
You say. It's you.
Oh, it's her, still her. But I don't want to hear any opinions about my personal life.
If you...
Wow, great brother. Grade A.
Wow. If you sleep with Hamlet, you're a slut, he says.
She wasn't gonna warm him that way.
Slam the door in his face or invite him to enter your room.
Slam the door in his face. Fuck him. What a jerk.
Bam!
Oh, screen shook.
That felt good. Laertes shouts through the door that he's sorry and just wanted to say goodbye before he left for friends. But when you open the door a crack, he sticks his head in and says, "I'm just saying, have sex with him and you're damaged goods."
Wow, thanks, bro. You're a real self-esteem booster.
You slam the door in his face again, barely missing his nose. You shout through the door that if you're damaged goods, he's an entire shelf of unsellable eggs that went off weeks ago. And also as your brother, he's got an entirely unhealthy interest in your sex life.
Yeah, agreed.
Nuh-uh, you're unhealthy, Laertes shouts in return, and then you hear him stomp away down the hall. What a jerk, and his retorts don't even make sense. And I guess we're gonna return to the desk.
Yep.
At your desk, you continue your work on the problem of automatically heating the castle. Hours turn into days, and you're generally left alone by both your family and your boyfriend. Your father ignoring you is no big deal, and while you're a little worried about Hamlet not stopping by more often, he has asked you to leave him alone for a while he mourns, and you're respecting his wishes. But if you're gonna be honest with yourself, you've also just gotten really absorbed in this problem. You decided to split the problem into sections, delivering heat and knowing when to deliver heat. It would be possible to put servants in every room and have them report when it's too cold, but that's both expensive and unreliable. It depends on the servant, the warmth of their clothes, and how much they love to lie to people about what temperature their skin is sensing, and so on. Yes, because
there's a whole like passion for lying about the temperature they feel.
Yeah, for some reason, you know. You're wandering the castle grounds when it hits you. You've been thinking about how water expands when it freezes, and how that could be used to tell when it's cold, to tell you when it's cold. But it's not much use for measuring temperatures outside the freezing point. Your father, Paulinus, happens to wander by, talking to himself about the evils of drink, and you realize, alcohol.
Yeah, get drunk.
No. The right alcohol would expand linearly with heat, and by putting it in a slender glass vial, you could measure the size of that liquid, which would correspond 1-to-1 with temperature. Plus, put the same markings on each of these glass vials at the same temperatures, and you've got a universal, comparable, and consistent way of measuring heat. You wouldn't have to rely on a servant's impressions. They could just tell you what line the alcohol has reached. You run back to your room to start working on the prototype. Just as you complete it, you hear a knock at your door.
Who is it?
You call. And oh my, who should answer from the other side of the door? Seriously, who should answer from the other side of the door? Your boyfriend Hamlet, your father Polonus, your best friend Dromiciliomilionus.
Yamiamus? Drosamiyamiamus. I don't know. He sounds like Snuffleupagus. Can we call him Snuffleupagus?
Sure.
Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus.
I mean, I'm hoping it's her boyfriend Hamlet. I would hope it would be my boyfriend Dylan, so let's go with boyfriend Hamlet.
Okay. Mind control.
Control reality using Ophelia's thoughts. Because that's also what she would hope for.
Sure.
Fantastic.
You decide you want Hamlet to be on the other side of the door, open it, and Hamlet really is at the door! That's so freaky. How'd you do that? Hamlet steps into your room. You haven't seen each other for a while. It's so great to see him. You run up and throw your arms around him, and you kiss. It's just like old times. But the moment passes, and when you look at his face, you can see concern written all over it. He's troubled by something. Ask him what's troubling him, or wait for him to tell you.
He's probably like, how the fuck did I get here? I teleported.
Wait, what?
I
I was in my room.
I was going into the bathroom, and now I'm in Ophelia's room.
There might be some urine on the floor out there. I'd be careful when leaving if I was you.
Oh, God. Okay, just ask him what's troubling him. That's what I would do. I'd be like, what's wrong?
You ask him what's wrong, and, well, there's no other way to put this, so I'll give it to you straight.
His dad is dead.
Hamlet tells you about a spooky ghost and a plan for murdering his stepfather, Claudius, pretender to the throne.
Ha!
I'll be frank, it sounds crazy. A ghost? Murder? But he is your friend and lover, and you're not going to leave him hanging out to dry. As gently as you can, you tell him you're pretty sure ghosts don't exist, but even if they do, he needs to be certain that the ghost he saw was actually the ghost of his father. What if there was some other ghost trying to mess things up? That seems to give him pause. Hamlet admits he never actually asked the ghost for information, only his dad would know. It's possible the ghost could be an imposter.
I'll come with you tonight, sweetie.
You say?
We'll go up together, and if the ghost shows up, we'll figure out what to do.
You're confident no ghost will appear, and that this will all just go away. You take his hand and squeeze. Hamlet looks up at you, and you can see his relief. Also, up? That would imply that she's taller than him.
Or he sat down and she's just standing in front of him.
Hey, they never said that he sat down.
Awesome, she's taller, rock on!
Okay, he says, smiling. What now? Well, I guess we're gonna go see.
Or he could have hung his head and then lifted it to look up.
I don't know.
Then again, I'm so much shorter than you, you don't even have to, like, lift your head to look up, you can look down.
Evening comes, and Hamlet leads you to the spot outside where he first saw the ghost. We'll have to wait till around midnight, he says. I think that's when he normally shows up.
Just kind of drifts in at midnight.
To pass the time, you play a storytelling game you enjoy, where you say one word of a story, and he says the next word, and neither of you knows where the story will go.
Once.
You begin. Upon, he says.
A.
You say. Time, he says.
There.
You say. Was, he says.
A.
You say. Beautiful, he says, looking at you. You smile.
Prince.
You reply, and he smiles back. Who, he says.
Wanted.
You say. To, he says.
Kiss.
You say. His girlfriend, he says.
That's cheating.
You say, and then you're kissing.
Wow, they're so disgusting.
Wherefore, make out for a while, or don't make out because, and you can't believe you're thinking this, but what if a ghost catches you making out?
I mean, I don't know how long they're gonna be waiting for. It could be a few hours. They can make out for a while. It's fine.
Okay. You make out for what turns out to be quite a while. As the night is warm and the stars are stunning and there are no bugs here to bite any exposed flesh, and before you know it, you've totally made out as much as it's possible to totally make out. Nice. And you fall asleep in each other's arms.
Fantastic.
If ghosts exist, and if one really did show up, he certainly had the good grace to leave you alone for your makeouts. Also, he was probably embarrassed. You were both way naked.
I think that's more than just making out.
The two of you return to the same spot the next evening, and the evenings after that. It becomes more and more date night, and less a specter from beyond the grave wants to get some murders done thing. King Claudius and Paulinus are not exactly thrilled with the two of you being together, but on the flip side, any urges to commit regicide that were floating around have begun to fade too. Though you talk about it often, the whole encounter with the ghost, if it really did happen, takes on the quality of a dream. Rather than do the long distance thing again, you decide to move in together and get your own place here in Denmark.
Fantastic.
Together, the two of you work on finalizing the invention of the alcohol thermometer. It works! And to even figure out the other half of it, a way to move heated air throughout a building. Congratulations, you invented central heating! It's an invention that all of Denmark wants, and most are willing to pay for. While it's not the largest, you do live in the most comfortable estate in the entire country. Yeah, country. Thanks to the heating money.
Heating money.
One bright summer day, as the two of you walk through the castle garden, you get down on one knee and say,
Sweetie, you're the most important person in my life, and I can't imagine ever living without you. I want to make you as happy as you make me every single day. Let's get married.
You mean every word. It's not the most traditional proposal in the world, nor is it the most traditional wedding, but it's wonderful and beautiful and perfect. You're very happy. You don't invite Claudius to the wedding.
Fuck you, Claudius!
A few years later, Claudius falls ill with some sort of lung disease, and his doctors are unable to treat it effectively. He passes away only a few months later, having never produced an heir. Shortly after, the two of you become the new king and queen of all of Denmark. Your first child, Alex, is born 5 months later, and you all live happily ever after. The end.
Yay! Fantastic!
Alcohol thermometer. Oh, there we go. Yay, we got that work. So, the hamlometer.
Hot stuff! Or kissable, maybe?
I
Maybe it was to be.
Nope, not to be.
Oh, yep. So not the actual story that happened.
Exactly.
Too bad, I like that one better.
Game over. Your status adventure.
It's like a quick fan fiction.
Yeah.
That's what that one was.
Yeah. Choices made. 11.
Quick, really
Times,
fanfic.
times you were. 1. Times you were not. 0. What? Okay. You create a better story than Shakespeare. Okay. So, guys, we went through that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really short story, that one.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I think we got at least one more in this, right?
Yeah, let's go.
At least. Well, not this episode.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we will talk to you later. Peace.